Okay, so by now you should have an idea where we're headed with our final project for this, I believe. This is a student's essay, and that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking our essays and handwriting them into a portrait of ourselves. And I know it's kind of hard to see in this image, but if you look close, these are actually words from the student's essay all throughout. Everywhere you see black is actually her handwriting. That gives you a little sense of it. If I zoom in real closely, you can see that those are words. So that's what we're going to be doing. And so we're going to be using a photo editing tool called Pixlr. So what you're going to need to do is go to pixlr.com and you're going to sign in through your Google account. So I'm already signed in here and it remembers me. When you get to Pixlr, you're going to go to the advanced photo editor. You're going to select that. Okay. And a screen should come up that looks like this. And you're going to hit uh, create new. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'll go back. You're going to go to open image. And that's going to take you to your Google Drive where you have an image stored. And you will just select one of your images. I'm going to pick one I took of McPherson. And what you want to do is you want to select full HD here, okay? Because if you take it on an iPhone, sometimes those images are maybe a bit too big and everything gets a bit laggy. So this is a little bit less resolution and it's going to be fine for this project. So you hit full HD and hit apply. All right. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to rotate it if it comes out looking like this. And you do that by going to page rotation, and we're going to just rotate that to the left. Okay. All right. So we've got a good image here. And then what we need to do is we need to make some adjustments because we want this to be in black and white, like you saw the example, so that we're going to be writing our essays in Sharpie in the black area. So I'm going to go to adjustment and we're going to go down to threshold. Now this is the kind of, it's an important part of this whole project. I'm going to move this over here and I look at that threshold right now and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But what you want to do is you want to hit this slider and see if you can make it any better. If I go all the way over here, we lose the image entirely. If we go all the way here, it's just pure black. But we want to make sure that we can recognize the subject. And you visualize that where black is going to be, for the most part, is going to be inked in. And we don't want to lose, if we wash it out too much, we lose those facial characteristics that are important. And so I'm thinking somewhere in here is pretty good. And that's just a little bit darker than the original image. But I like that because over here we maintain some lines that are part of McPherson's facial features. And so I like that. And I bring this over. I'm looking at his chin right now. And I see that I kind of like that there. So I bumped it up to 143 and I'm going to hit apply. But let me tell you what I don't like. I don't like this big shadow right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that out by this heal tool right here. And what that's going to allow me to do is bring over this little tool right here, and I'm going to just work at removing just some of this because I don't think that shadow adds much. And it actually takes away a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove some of that. I don't want to remove too much eyebrow, but I'm going to work my way around and just getting rid of that shadow. And you kind of just have to kind of work away at it. And I'm almost done doing what I need to do here. I'm going to remove a little bit more of that. All right. I think that looks pretty good. I might just take a couple more spots. And I think these spots right here, when we do the tracing, may be a little bit distracting. So we're just going to remove those out. But I really like how it looks down under the chin, and that's great. Now this we can just not worry about, because when we do the tracing, then we'll just ignore that. Okay, but I think that's a pretty good picture to work with. And then what we want to do is go up to File, and we're going to export the file, and we're going to do a quick export as a PNG. And we're going to export the whole page, and that's going to put it right back in our drive. And I'm going to rename it. I'm going to name it Mix Pearson and save it. Okay. And now that image is in my drive. And the final thing that we're going to need to do, and we're all done with that, is we're going to open up a Google Doc. And this is what we're going to trace from. So we open up this Google Doc, and I think we want to make it a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. Well, we'll decide on that later. We can talk about that. But all we're going to do now is insert an image. I'm going to upload it from the drive. And it should show up in my recents. There we go. I'm going to insert that image, and that's what we're going to have to trace. Okay? Pretty easy peasy. All right, you guys got this.